Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a tower event to start. I feel like something's about to blow in you. You know what I mean? I feel like you're kind of at the edge. I feel like something's really been bothering you, and I feel like we just can't take it anymore. Okay? To me, the tower is that we're on the brink of a really major change in life. Okay? I don't think you're somebody that likes surprises. I don't think you're somebody that likes interference from others. I feel like you sort of have a no tolerance policy for nonsense in your life right now. Okay? So I feel like you're kind of, we're maybe feeling like we're at our wit's end about something. I feel like we're just about to make a really impulsive move and like completely kick somebody out of our life or completely leave the job because it's, something's going on and we feel like the only way out is to just like completely leave, just get out of there altogether. Let's see what this card is all about. Let's put some context around this one, okay? Yeah, but we're indecisive. We are perhaps we are feeling like we're at our wit's end. I think this is also the tower moving into an Eight of Swords is kind of saying like we're not exactly sure how this big decision, this big move, this big life event, this big tower moment is going to change things. We don't know the collateral damage. We don't know how this tower is going to ripple out and affect everything else in our life, so we don't want to make an impulsive decision. Okay? Here we have a Five of Wands. We've got an Emperor behind you, okay. A Fool up top, and a Queen of Wands going forward, yeah. So there's a tyrant in your life. There is somebody that is intolerable to you because it feels as if they are maybe micromanaging you. It feels like they might be trying to control you. This is a very authoritarian kind of person in your life, okay. Here we have a Ten of Wands, a lot of fire energies, right? We have a Four of Swords. We have the Hierophant. And we've got the High Priestess, the intuition. What is your intuition telling you? That's what you need to tap into. We need to try to calm down our feelings here. And I know it sucks because, well, one, we don't have water energy. What we have is agitation, aggravation. It's like that cycle in the washing machine where it's just like agitating the clothes. It's still cleaning them, but it's like violently cleaning them, right? It's amazing what those washing machines do. It's really strange. But I feel that's what's going on here right now. I feel like we're just kind of we're being twisted and shaken around, and we don't know exactly what to do. I think we're having a difficult time making a decision intellectually. We have to try to calm down and breathe, right? And hear the intuition, because the intuition will guide you. Okay, and give you instructions about how to deal with this person. This is a person we don't, and it may be that they are, well, it could be that they're a boss, could be that they're a teacher or a professor or something like this. It feels like they are kind of, they're trying to tell you what to do, and both of these, I think, are the same person. Okay, this is the Hierophant and the Emperor. It's the same person. And I don't know if they're an Aries or a Taurus. I don't think it matters. I'm not sure that you even know. But I do feel like they assume they know what's best for you, and they're trying to dictate to you how your life is supposed to be led. Okay? And I don't feel that you are, I don't feel that you're tolerating that anymore. But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl. right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. And it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments, okay? As we look around the room, we do see major, 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 major. So this is a big life kind of event for you. And this is something that is sort of beyond your control. You didn't cause this, but you might be trying to figure out how to react to it, okay? The Tower moment might really be some major crisis happening in your life, and we aren't sure what to. It feels this way. It feels like our nerves are fried here, okay? And I think it is because of this. I don't know if maybe it's an older male energy, but it feels as if it is about a particular person that we don't know how to deal with it anymore. Okay. We have, obviously, fire, fire, fire. We don't have any water, right? We've got a couple of air cards. We don't have any earth cards, because this is about how you're dealing with this fire, how you're dealing with these aggravated feelings. We don't have any water energy. Why? Because you're not having a good time right now. Because this isn't fun, right? This is a difficult situation, and it's a difficult situation that you are having to sort of deal with. You're trying to understand it. I think we're sort of ruminating on it, and we're not sure how to behave. We're not sure what actions to take. That's why there's no earth cards either, no pentacles, because we don't know what we should really do right now. Okay? I think we're overthinking it. I think that we are trying to analyze it too much. Maybe we are trying to look at it too logically, but can't really look at it logically when we're being fueled by this kind of anger or even rage down here. Okay? If we're in this agitated, this is a very excited state. And I don't mean excited in a good way. I mean like agitated. You know, like really something is stirred up in us and we're frustrated or angry, something along those lines. Okay? So it's really difficult to get an objective, intellectual, sober kind of analysis of something when we're this agitated and this frustrated. So the first thing we got to do is we got to breathe. We got to calm ourselves down. And we have to try to relax, try to step outside the situation a little bit, and try to get a little bit of an intuitive guidance going on in our life. Okay, so right now this is a tangle of wires. This feels like maybe I don't know if we feel powerless, we feel sort of helpless. Okay, I don't know if you're dealing with an alcoholic. Spirit's saying something about alcohol here, and I don't know if that has anything to do with the situation now. It certainly isn't going to make anything better. But this is the feeling as if our hands are tied. Maybe the feeling like I don't know what action to take. I don't even know if there is any action that I could take in this situation right now. Kind of feels like when we're in a tower, it feels like there's nothing we can do. The tower moments are these big life-changing events that happen in our lives. And very often we feel like it shakes us to our core, and there's not much we can do about it. That's sort of the nature of the tower. It's sort of a surprise. Life's changing now. And we don't understand it. We can't prevent it. And we can't do anything but try to lessen the blow. We can't do anything but try to mitigate the collateral damage or the aftermath or the fallout of something. Okay? And I feel like that's kind of what you're considering now, is that, look, this tower's coming down. The only thing I can do is hope for the best and try to make it work and figure out a way for me to be okay and to move forward. Okay, because I feel like this Emperor energy that's in your life, I feel that they're going to be in the rearview mirror. They're not going to be part of your life anymore. I don't know who they are. I don't know if it's a father figure, if it's older male energy, if it's somebody at work, or something like this. We're getting out from their clutches in a way, right? They feel like a villain here today. And with this Fool up at the top, you're somebody who knows how to start over. I think you've had to start over before. We realize that every choice creates ripples in the fabric of the universe, right? And so that tower is if the tower is maybe your decision, something that you are sort of, you've abruptly kind of decided, or some abrupt action that you sort of, you behaved in a certain way or whatever. We realize that our actions are going to have the ripple effects. But sometimes we have to weigh those options and say, you know what, my well-being is worth whatever ripples it's going to cause in the fabric of space-time. I don't even care. I need to be okay. Okay? Your safety and your health is number one, right? So the Fool is ready to start over. The Fool can begin again anytime. If I need to, I need to. It doesn't matter how many times have you started over from scratch. Okay? The Fool might be you considering that, look, if I make this big decision, I don't know that you've made it yet, because I don't see any Pentacles cards. I feel like this is still us figuring out, well, am I really gonna kind of do this thing? Am I gonna do this big tower thing? Or if the tower is you're feeling like you're in the middle of a crisis, it's kind of like we haven't decided what to do yet. But we're considering, well, if I have to start over, I have to start over. What if I have to pull the plug on the business? What if that's kind of it, you know? Then I guess I'll have to start over again. Okay? The Fool can reinvent themselves as many times as they need to. Okay? With no diminishment. I think also this Fool is up here because we're kind of considering, like, I don't want to make the dumb mistake. I don't want to make the wrong choice, right? But we see that contrasted with the Five of Wands that says, I can't do nothing. I've got to do something, but I can't tolerate this situation anymore, but I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to be a fool. So we're kind of up here considering, like, am I being dumb? Am I overreacting? Am I just being, like, led around by my frustration? Like, is this a wise thing for me to do? Well, because this is the Fool. And usually when we get the Fool and the Hierophant, it's kind of like, am I a fool or am I a sage? Right? Let's consult the I Ching, because the I Ching really loves to tell us whether we're being a fool or a sage. That's kind of what it does. That's its expertise, right? So we'll do one hexagram oracle card, an I Ching oracle card for your situation now. 27, nourishment. Constancy brings good fortune. Constancy, right, means once we decide on something, you stick with it. You know, once you get out of that tangle of wires and you take action, you give it everything you've got, you stay fixed, right? Constancy brings good fortune. See the jaws? Your own quest for something real to fill your mouth. When you turn the card sideways, it looks like a mouth with teeth, right? It looks like some jaws. The hexagram is called jaws and refers to all that gives you nourishment. Physical, social, emotional, intellectual, spiritual. It's all creating and recreating an individual ecosystem to sustain and shape you. Assess how you habitually nourish yourself and others. Honor it all. What would nourish you? And how is your hunger motivating you? And if you accept this as nourishment, who will you become? So in this question of, am I being a sage or am I being a fool? We have to ask, like, if I stay here and if I keep feeding myself spiritually on on the current situation, how is that nourishing me? Is this food I want to eat? Not physically maybe, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Everything is food. Everything can be more or less nourishing, right? So we're asking ourselves now, and this is why we need to calm down the energy so we can just kind of feel this out intuitively. Is this situation nourishing me? No? Then stop eating it. Is this situation nourishing you? Then, do you want to go find something that maybe is more nourishing, or is this pretty good? Are you happy with the menu here tonight? Does it seem like it's healthful? And if it is healthful food, then maybe you stay. And maybe you get over the situation, or you deal with it, or you forgive and forget, you let go, that sort of thing, right? But if it's not nourishing you, get the heck out of there. Go to a different restaurant. We're looking at the menu and we're thinking, is this something I want to eat? Do I want to eat it just because I'm friggin' hungry? Do I want to leave just because I'm mad and the waiter offended me or something? Or the server? Or is this menu, literally, there's nothing on here that I want to eat. There's nothing here that's nourishing to my soul. Okay? That's how, in this case, that's how you're deciding whether you're the fool or the sage. What would the sage do? What would the Hierophant do? Is kind of the question here. What would the Hermit do, perhaps? Right? Searching within. If this situation, if we're removed from the situation, if this situation was happening to somebody else, what advice would we give them? Okay, that's kind of how we have to speak with ourselves. But it's hard because this Five of Wands, we're pissed. We're not calm right now by any means. This is a big wrestling match going on in your belly, right? A bunch of pterodactyls in there, right? I love that show. This is it's not an easy thing. Okay, it's not a fun state to be in by any means. This feels like there's turmoil, there's friction, there's fighting. And it may be that you're fighting within yourself because you just don't know. Part of you says stay, part of you says go. We have to quiet down both sides of the both camps, right? Both sides of the fence need to calm down so we can hear the intuition. Your soul is trying to guide you, okay? And we have to at first, we have to try to calm this energy down. Okay. Now, is there a V? I'm seeing the letter, I think it's a letter V. Is there a V person in your life somewhere that's involved with this? I'm kind of getting a V for something, yeah. The Emperor in the background, again, this is the villain. This is somebody who is manipulative, somebody who is controlling, and sort of a tyrant or a dictator in your life. Someone that you feel is being very harsh, being unfair, being inconsiderate, being mean, right? All these things. And maybe they are, maybe they're not. Maybe they are, but that's the kind of what you need right now. No one's saying this is good or bad, but this feels like the villain. This is the person you're looking at and thinking, I don't like the way they talk to me. I don't like the way they are ordering me around, telling me what to do. Okay. Whether it's a family member, a father figure, a boss, whoever it is. We don't like that. And so we're kind of thinking, well, I might just take my chances out there on the road, and I might just get out of here and go find something else to do. I might just have to start over if this is how it's going to be. Okay. This is something that I feel like you don't want to tolerate. Whether we should tolerate it, whether we need to tolerate it, I don't know. Sometimes we need a little bit of discipline. Sometimes we need the boss to be very firm with us or whatever. But if this is violating your personal space or crossing a line, crossing a boundary, no, you don't need to put up with that. Okay? Moving into the future position, we have the Queen of Wands. This is you, I feel, taking up ownership of the situation, owning your decision. If we're moving forward through this tower feeling, because the tower is both a feeling that you have, but then it's also kind of the state of the situation itself. It feels like things are just very unstable and very chaotic and very, this is not a good place. You don't want it. Let me just look at the card. You don't want to be living right in the middle of this card. Okay. But what you're doing is you're taking ownership of your decision, and you're saying, yeah, if I choose to do A or B and it causes some unintended consequences, in other areas of life, so be it. This is somebody who can go through I kind of feel like this is like Daenerys in Game of Thrones as she comes out of the hut when the hut burns down with her in it, and she comes out the other side and she's like unscathed. This is that feeling. It's just like we're kind of owning this, and we're just we're claiming our power here in a way. I think that's what you need to do. Whatever your decision is, stay, go, left, right, up, down, 5-degree down bubble, doesn't matter. Whatever your decision is, you're going to own it. You're going to own that decision, and the constancy will bring you good fortune. Right? Owning your decision and sticking with your decision is going to bring you good fortune. Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. 10 of Wands, right? General energy. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. What the 10 of Wands is a lot of weight on your shoulders. I feel like you're exhausted. I feel like being in this situation, being in this tower moment, even if it's going on for a year, this tower event, right? It feels like it is a weight on it's exhausting. It feels like you are burned out on this, that you just cannot put up with it any longer, and I don't know how you're still there. This feels like a tremendous weight on your shoulders, and nobody is there to help you lift the weight off of you. So the idea here is that, hey, I've been enduring this for a long time. It's a level 10 effort. that we've been carrying this burden for a long time, and now we're kind of, we've paused. We're saying, wait a minute. Why am I carrying this burden? I forgot. It's so far away from the Ace of Wands that it's like, I don't even remember why I'm here. It must not be that important. You ever have that feeling like you've been working really, 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 really hard on something, and you're so stressed out and you're so overworked and you're so tired, eventually you say, gosh, you know what? I don't even remember what I'm trying to do or why, and I don't even care about it anymore, so I'm just going to walk away from it. I'm going to put that burden down, and I am free. Okay? But this is what we have to assess intuitively. What is the purpose of being here and enduring this? Is there a reason to be here and endure this? Is there a reason why you need to be going through this? Or can you just drop it and walk away? Okay? Because this feels like it's not going to end until you end it. Yeah. That this is, I don't know if this is a work situation, nothing's going to change until you speak up and make a decision and own it. Otherwise, the boss is going to keep coming by and piling more work on you, piling more stuff on your shoulders, and you're going to get more and more and more and more frustrated. Okay? Once a business owner, let's say, perhaps, maybe some of them, once they find somebody who can work, they're going to keep giving them more and more tasks, right? Good employees are hard to come by. So they're going to give you more responsibilities. Here's some more responsibilities. Not necessarily more money, too. Here's more work for you to do. Here's more work for you to do. Here's more work for you to do. I used to know a business owner, small business, and he told me that his method of dealing with his employees was to treat them like rubber bands, was to see how far he could stretch them without breaking them. And I said, wow. I said, that's, oof. Yeah, that's one way to do it. I was shocked, but I mean, from his point of view, that was efficient because you're paying one person, they can do the job of 20 people, and you don't have to pay them anymore. Makes good business sense, doesn't it? I didn't like it. I did not like that. But anyway, that's kind of what I feel with the Ten of Wands. I feel like it's the same kind of a vibe. More and more stuff being piled on your shoulders. You got the pain already. I can feel it in your shoulders. That it's just tense back there. And maybe it's literally because of a lot of responsibility. Maybe it's the tension of being in this situation and realizing that the decision has to be yours of how you deal with this. Whether you stay and endure, whether you walk away, whether you speak up, whatever it could be. Okay? Now, the Four of Swords in the position of your environment, the position of your relationships, first thing you got to do is quiet. You know, this is a card, I think, first of calming ourselves down. This is the breathing. This is, let's close our mouth, close our eyes, let's just breathe and stabilize our energy. Okay? Anytime we get a 5, right, we start looking for the 4. Anytime we have agitation, we start looking for, okay, when are things going to calm down? Let's take a break. Let's walk away. Let's go to the bathroom and sit down, for a few minutes or wherever. Go outside, go to the car, and just chill. Take a breath and meditate on it, really, I think is kind of the name of the game. But the box breathing, the 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, hold for 4, or 8 or 16 or whatever you do. Just breathe in a slow and steady way. Right? That will help you to calm down and stabilize. I feel like this is also talking about the silence between you and this person. I feel like there's no communication right now. I feel like there's a wall. And maybe it's because you've tried to communicate and it's been ignored, it's been overlooked, it's been even maybe worse. It's been criticized or attacked or ridiculed even. So I feel like you don't have an interest in having the conversation with them anymore. And that's probably part of our Eight of Swords too, because it feels like there's an inability to get ideas across. Okay, so it kind of feels as if they're not listening. Okay, I think in some ways we're probably not listening that much anymore either, and that's okay. If we have attempted to communicate and we realize that it's not productive, we don't have to keep engaging We don't have to keep going and trying to have a negotiation, right? So it could be that you, like I said, you feel like you're at your wit's end here. And that would confirm from our Four of Swords that there isn't much hope of a reconciliation. Okay? There isn't much hope for that. Now, are you the one with the bright green eyes, or does the other person have this? Someone has really bright green eyes in your life, right? Really, really bright green. The Hierophant in the position of the obstacle is sort of interesting because, in a way, this is suggesting that we feel obligated to stay here. We feel like, well, maybe the right thing to do is just to stay and endure this because, like, if I walk away, that just shows that I can't handle it. And I'm a person that can handle things, right? So maybe I should just stay and put up with this. This is kind of like, maybe this is a test. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be, right? We kind of feel like we're obligated, and we feel almost guilty for walking away from something that is this kind of a tyrant in our life, right? This sometimes is a very stubborn energy that almost is. It's kind of like when we don't want to back down from a fight, you know, just from pride, just from this idea that, you know what, I can defeat this thing. Okay. I think you and this other person, when you get together, there is so much tension. There's an animosity. I don't know what it is or who they are, but I feel that this fixed earth energy, this Hierophant kind of energy, is almost a stubbornness that you have, where you almost feel that it's a defeat if you walk away. You feel like you'd be the loser, you know. So in some ways we don't want to let them win, right? And we don't want to let them get to us. I don't want to let them win, so I'm going to try to smile and endure it and just pretend it doesn't bother me so that they don't get that satisfaction, right? And I understand that, surely. Yeah. But it all comes down to the intuitive choice. It all comes down to, where is your intuition leading you? Your intuition is always going to lead you to your best life. If it is truly the intuition, it will never steer you wrong. Okay? And the intuition, Spirit right now is asking you, is this situation nourishing for you? Maybe you don't want to let them win, but how is you preventing them from winning nourishing you? Is that going to be good for you? It may be satisfying to be like, see, I'm not letting you get to me. I'm pushing back, buddy. Right? That may be satisfying. It may feel good, but is it nourishing to your soul? Okay. This is what the High Priestess is trying to ask you. And the High Priestess is obviously card number 2. Card number 3 is your Empress life. The good life. The healthy and nourishing life. Okay? And the High Priestess is always trying to lead you. The High Priestess is also the message coming in from your soul that's saying, hey, remember, you're the magician here. You can change this at any time you want. And maybe that change has unintended consequences. I'm going to change a bad situation, which means I'm walking away. Okay, well, now I got new challenges to deal with because I got to find a new job, right? Or whatever. So it's like, it doesn't mean things are going to automatically just be perfect, right? And when we say that we're the magician and we can change things at any time, it doesn't mean that just we snap our fingers and suddenly we're in the Garden of Eden. No, it means that I don't have to tolerate this. I don't have to adapt to this situation. I can choose to walk away. Now, walking away is going to have its own challenges, okay? Because, again, maybe you have to find another job. Maybe you're going to be looking for another place to live. Maybe you're kind of going to have to go it alone for a little while or whatever it might be. But you have to ask what is going to be nourishing for your soul. And that nourishment doesn't just mean like, you know, that you've got an abundance of things, right? Maybe walking away from this and going the lonely road for a little while and struggling on that path is going to be more nourishing to your soul than staying here where things are pretty consistent, but they're consistently, you know, difficult, right? Consistently not nourishing to your soul. I want to look at the mystery card. This would be very nice if it was the Empress. I feel like it might be like a Two of Swords or a Two of Wands, maybe a Two of anything, Two of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Oh, a Six of Pentacles. Okay. A Six of Pentacles. This is, I think, you making a choice that is nourishing for you. This is a card of harmony. This is a card of beauty. This is a card of success. Okay? And it may be Spirit asking you too, like what path is going to bring you to the true harmony and beauty and success of your life. This is something very nourishing. So is staying here and pushing back, is this going to be better for you in the long run? Right? Maybe this is something that you can work out. Maybe this is something that you can sort of fortify yourself against. Maybe you can avoid the person, because this is, overall, it's a situation that's very successful for you. Maybe this is your dream job. Maybe it's got all the money that you want. Maybe you're learning everything that you want to learn. You're being creative. You like the majority of people there. It really is a perfect situation, except for this one person. But overall, that's a situation that's nourishing for you. This is like having one sort of rotten apple on your plate. You're just not going to eat that apple. Okay? Or the High Priestess is saying, we're going in another direction because there really is nothing good to eat here. And the meal, this is kind of, to me, this is always the card of like the potluck, you know, where everybody's bringing something nourishing to the table. It could be that your nourishing environment is somewhere else. I'm not going to tell you the answer. Tarot is not going to tell you the answer. Your own intuition will tell you the answer. Okay? So to me, this might feel like we're going to go to a different restaurant. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go to the extended reading. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Capricorn on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.